General Keith Kellogg is a former national security advisor to President Trump. General, does this time feel different for you?
Oh, absolutely. Look, Jesse, I will tell you, President Trump has the guts of a riverboat gambler. I mean, he's done everything right on this one. And, you know, you have to actually go back to 1972 when President Nixon was whipsawed along by the North Vietnamese because the Paris peace talks were breaking down. So he said, fine. So we launched what was called Operation Linebacker. He put B-52s above Hanoi for 12 straight nights and days. And they finally said, enough of this. And they went back to the Paris peace talks. We ended the Vietnamese War. And I think President Trump has done kind of the same thing by putting massive efforts on the Iranians. And I said, I want to go to the negotiation table. I do have a concern, and I think everybody should have this concern. When you look at the Iranians, you know, they are fundamentalist part of Islam. They are Shias, as opposed to the Sunnis like Saudi Arabia. And the Shias are fundamentalists, meaning they believe that the leader of the supreme leader, they all should be ancestors of Muhammad. But when you look at what they do, they believe in a thing called taqiyya. And taqiyya is their way of kind of negotiating and thinking about it. They look at infidels like you and me, and they say, yeah, you can lie to those guys. Don't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen. They never ran into a guy like President Trump. And I think President Trump has really brought pressure on him. And I think we'll see what happens now. Do they buckle under that pressure? I think they will. At least I hope they will. And if not, we'll be back at it again. Now, do I trust them? Absolutely not. I've lived with these guys long enough to know you can't really trust them. You have to play really hard to bring them to the negotiation table. And President Trump has done that, not only with military force, but when he made the comment today, for example, taking Carg Island, which is their economic hub, he sent a real clear signal. He said, I am going to destroy you if this thing does not get resolved. And we've got to give him great credit for that. He's the first of 8 presidents that's had the guts to do what he's done in going after Iran and making sure that their enriched uranium does not move into a nuclear weapon, because you do not want to have a 10th nuclear power. 9's quite enough, because these guys are just nuts enough to be able to use it well into the future. And if they would use it, Israel's got a nuclear weapon as well, then you've got a major problem out there. So give our president tremendous credit. And oh, by the way, everybody that criticizes him, they're just noise. The fact of the matter is, under Article 2, Section 2, there is a solo commander-in-chief. That's the president. I didn't get any electoral college votes. You didn't get any electoral college votes. No senator did either. He did. So he's the boss. He's the one that's in charge. And when he makes the decision to execute, then our job is to follow him. Once we give him all the options, he makes the decision, we execute.
And we leave the blockade up until we see for sure that this dust has been disintegrated. Is that your understanding?
Well, my understanding is that we'll be able to collect it and move it somewhere else. I don't care if it's in Switzerland. The IAEA will take charge of it, move it somewhere else. But make sure it's not in Iran. And also, by the way, besides the enriched uranium, we've got to make sure that they don't have the centrifuges, which helps them to develop the enriched uranium. We've got to get those out of there as well. So it's just not the what we call the nuclear dust, but it's the enriched uranium plus the centrifuges, so they cannot go back and do something 3, 4, 5 years from now. As long as you leave the mullahs in charge, as long as you've got a theocratic government that chants death to America, then you've got a concern. And that is my concern. I think President Trump's handled it better than any president before him. But, you know, as we well know, there's going to be another election, and they'll string you along. That's what happened to us in North Korea. It could happen to us here in Iran as well. I don't think President Trump's going to allow that to happen, but I think it's a cautionary note.
It sure is. Yeah, you can't leave it to another president, and that's one of the reasons he engaged in this operation, because other presidents had kicked it to him. And hopefully he sees this through, and we're confident that he will. General, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox 1.